Now, if you search Bible study websites, you are going to find hundreds, if not thousands, of options. Lots of them are good, way more of them are bad. And in today's video, I want to share my 4 favorites. Now, the cool thing about these 4 is that all of them are completely free for you to use. And so this is not going to be a deep dive tutorial into how to get the most out of every feature on every one. I want to show you what they are and how I use them mostly. So this, I did a video a few years ago where I shared my top 4, and I recently had somebody ask me if those were still my favorite 4. And I will tell you that 3 of the 4 I still use all the time, but I've replaced one of them with the one that I'm going to show you first. And this one is one, I've got really one use that I use this one for all the time. Now, quick little caveat is that these are all websites. Some of them have apps and that kind of thing, but this is really what I use when I am on my computer. I'm going to do a separate video on the apps that I have on my phone and tablet, but these are the 4 that I use when I'm working on my computer. So this first one is Bible Gateway. Now, Bible Gateway, I really use this for one thing. There's a lot that it can do. There are different study tools and all that kind of stuff. You can go ahead and check them out. But the main thing that I do with Bible Gateway is this little button right here. So you can type in any passage, and it's got so many different translations. It is just crazy in English and Spanish. It's got lots and lots of translations. And I love to start my Bible study by comparing translations. And I love the way that it lines this up. So you can just click this add parallel and it will give 2. But you can click it 3 more times if you are on a computer. I believe that the app you can compare 2. But on a computer, you can compare up to 5, and then you can change them to whatever translations you want. So if you are an NIV user and you want to compare it to the Christian Standard Bible, and you want a New King's, you want an English Standard Version, you want something else, you can change that to any of those, and it keeps everything lined up nicely. I just love that one feature. So whether I want to compare 2 or whether I want to compare up to 5, I haven't found a website where, whether it's a verse you're looking at or a range of verses, or you want to look at an entire chapter at once, I haven't found any site that makes it as simple and clean as that. And then when you want to go back to your main one, you can just start deleting the other ones, and it will kind of reformat everything to be the width of your screen. So there you go. That is BibleGateway.com and how I use that. My second favorite resource is Biblia.com. It is the website that is put out by Logos.com, Logos Bible software, #1 Bible study software on the planet. And while you can spend lots and lots of money on their software and their robust libraries, which if you're a full-time pastor or Bible teacher or professor, then it's a worthy investment. But even their free resource, what I love about this resource is that because they're a software company that has created an amazing tool, their free version feels like a paid version experience, and the quality and quantity of their resources in their free version are just fantastic. And so if you go to Biblia.com and you create a free account, then this is what will show up. Your library will have 56 different Bibles, 56 different other resources. It defaults to this page where you've got scripture on one panel, and then you have right next to it another resource of your choosing. I always default to the Faith Life Study Bible. This is how I use this piece of software. One little trick is to click over on these 3 buttons on the far side and make sure that link panels is checked. There's a check mark by it. And when you do that, then as you're reading in scripture, and you're scrolling down, the study Bible stays in line with the rest of with whatever you're reading. And so I just love this resource to be able to do that. And so when you go in, the library, it has these 56. The four that I want to call your attention to are that study Bible, which I default to, and then there are, along with the study Bible, infographics, photos, and videos. And so those are all the same exact four resources that are some of what's included in the paid subscription that they've included in the free subscription. And the beauty is that as you're going through and you see some of these infographics here, you'll click on them, and the infographics, the photos, and the videos are all embedded right in line with the study Bible. So you don't have to open them up separately. But you'll see the quality of these resources is just truly fantastic. And so you can go through and they're right in line. The videos that are there, anything that goes along with it is right there where you need it. So Biblia.com is just a terrific resource, a really, really robust study Bible that is just so easy and smooth to navigate, completely free. Now, the third resource that I just love is Blue Letter Bible. It's just blueletterbible.org. And that while they have a lot of different resources, different commentaries, study Bibles, introductions, all these different resources and devotionals, if you want daily readings and all this, they've got great devotionals, different apps, all this kind of stuff that are in there. What I love to do is to go in, let's say we're going back to John 1, like we were on the last, and you can pick any of these translations that you like and go in here. And the main way that I use this is I like to just go to the beginning of a chapter, and here we have, John 1. I just type John 1, and you've got the whole chapter here in one, and it's broken up by verse, so that when you actually click this tools, then you see that this is the main way that I use Blue Letter Bible. Is you've got this now you've got the one verse at the top, and you've got these different tabs that make it just really easy to navigate. So you can see in the beginning was the word. You've got your Greek study, different word studies that you can do. I'm going to come back to that in a second. If you want to compare translations, you can. And if you've got favorite translations, you can just go ahead and rearrange them however you want, whatever your preference is for carrying that over. And again, you can create a free account, and then it will save the order of your favorites. And then cross references that will look at different places that tie into the same passage of scripture, same topic, same theme, maybe same person that's mentioned. Commentaries that will, the quantity of commentaries to be able to do deep study on these passages of scripture, and then Bible dictionaries that dictionaries is this category of both what we would consider Bible encyclopedias and Bible dictionaries. So looking up the meaning of words, as well as looking up topics, people, cities, places, all that kind of thing. So when you see dictionaries in Blue Letter Bible, then it's really talking about that whole category of dictionaries and encyclopedias together. But going back to the way that I use it most is the interlinear, where you can do a deep word study simply by, there's something called the Strong's numbering system. You don't really need to know why or how it works, but it's a way of categorizing every Greek or Hebrew word that is translated into English. So if you're saying in the beginning was the word, and you want to be like, well, I want to do more on the word, then you can just click that number right there, and it will take you into a deep dive word study of that word in Greek, which is logos, and gives you the overview of it, how it's used. My favorite piece to call you to is this Vine's Expository Dictionary. Is probably the most well-known and one of the most well-respected dictionaries on Greek and Hebrew words. So they've included that. That's a paid resource. I've got the physical copy of this book on my shelf over there, but they've included the entire resource for free on this site. So you can click that and go right into reading about the word logos in the Vine's Expository Dictionary, which is a fantastic resource. So going back to that, any verse that you're looking at, to be able to go and look at all these different, these 5 colored tabs are the ones that I use the most in blueletterbible.org. And finally is BibleHub.com. BibleHub is certainly, of these 4, the one that I go to more often than any other. I have done a complete Bible Hub Ultimate Tutorial, which I'll link to below. You can find that as a playlist here on this website, where I dive so deeply into how to do word studies, how to get context, how to compare translations, all of that. But Bible Hub is just such an unbelievably robust website, and completely free, with atlases and different Bibles, and you can do Greek and Hebrew word studies and all of that in there. These are all different translations you can get to. Once again, let's just go back to John 1 like I was looking at before, and that will give you the whole chapter, and you can add a parallel if you want. So if I want to be looking at the Berean Standard Bible, which is their default and the translation that I use the most, and compare it to any of these others out here, and it lines it up. One thing I really like, while you can't do like with Bible Gateway, where you could compare up to 5, you can only compare 2 if you're looking at a whole chapter here. But I do like, if you've got two that you really like to look at, I do like it how they really line it up. So it's really easy to follow, verse by verse, white, blue is really helpful. But if you are looking at a specific verse, like John 1:1, then it will default to a page where it looks at a whole host of translations. So even more than Bible Gateway can do with the 5 there. So if you're just looking at one. So comparing translations, amazing. Being able to do Greek studies and all that. But if you want to dive deep into my favorite resource there, then I would highly recommend checking out the Bible Hub Ultimate Tutorial, which is the playlist that probably is about to show up down in this lower corner up here. And these are all websites. I am recording a kind of my favorite apps for my iPhone and my tablet, and how I use those. And so if that video has already been released, then it probably popped up just right here in the corner. But I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is your favorite Bible study website? Or the ones that I've even shared, is there a way that you like to use those websites that I didn't talk about in today's video? So hope this was helpful. If it was, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video with a friend, and as always, I will see you in the next video.